Hi, here new Hyunganit, and if you're already watching this channel, welcome back. Today we are going to watch 7th episode of 2nd season of Durarara Shou, so let's get to it, let's go. Okay. It's funny because last one I watched was like in the order like 6, 5 and now 7. I scrolled a bit through the 6 to remind myself of everything, and I have the names here. But yeah, that's just like a lot of work, a lot of deadlines recently, having to work like 14 hours a day basically. So I feel a bit fried. But this, I really like music in Durarara, it's really good. It makes me happy. And yeah, a lot of. Wait, we ended also on that moment. Okay, let's see. It was not good. Yeah, someone broke in Henry's apartment, and yeah, there's a lot of stuff happening around Akane and Varona and Chikage Rokuji. What was? Did they call him like Rochi-kun or something like this? His fan club. It feels like everyone is on the move. I have to watch them like more often to remember all the plot lines well. I'm trying to listen to their Russian instead of subtitles. Fuck is going- Comrade Lindgren. Дракон. His head is so cute. Moscow doesn't believe in himself. That's the name of one Russian film, actually. That's an interesting way also to kill them. To hide them? You are not speaking Russian yourself. Is her name also Varona, like Russian word Varona, because she is also Russian? I like how the grass is moving. Okay. Oh, that's such. Ah, such pretty nature. The best part about Russia is nature. Oh, okay, okay. I talked about this, remember? I thought it's an accident. It's written Vorona in Russian. But you say it is Varona, so I... His eyes are also so curious. So, and by Sami, I suppose they meant Simeon was his name, right? Ah! Sloan! Wait, really? Why doesn't they say Sloan? Huh. It's always so funny to see like this kind of representations of Russian culture, so to say. That's why she knows so much. So cute. Mm. Russian text. She looks really adorable. That's a huge house also. Some kind of burglar. Holy shit, his face! Oof. Yeah, I bet like he probably speaks in Russian, I think, right? But it would be uncomfortable for original audience to like hear sound in Russian all the time. So this is a trap. Oof. So I think we have just to assume the language. Ah, that's why his face looked so strange. That's electric. She wants to electrocute him. Well, no, that's fair. She's trying to protect herself. I mean, and especially she didn't have any teachings in like empathy and human relationships. She didn't have friends. Her father didn't connect with her. That's good though, that it was more readily. Hmm. I think he's trying to kind of console her in a way. So she felt like thanks to that she got some recognition from her father. It's our Russian sushi friends. So she practiced and practiced and practiced. In physical combat and in shooting. So, whoa, holy shit. Did she do it like for the approval from her dad? Does it say Spletny? Oh, he's not impressed. Okay. It was fun. Oh, okay. So it wasn't for dad's approval. She just found it fun. Interesting. Okay, that's totally not psychopathic at all. That was exciting. Okay. Let's see. That's the moment where someone broke in. Why would you open it though? Ah, I think they opened it, so you can open it from outside. That's very unsafe doorways. Ow. Is Andre going to a hospital again? Can she react? Mm-hmm. 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 He likes long philosophical speeches. Yeah. Is it true? There is some consideration. That's nice. Okay, she did react in time. But that's an interesting 1v1. Oh, she looks so creepy in this. Then she was scared. The first. Before her first kill. But she didn't feel it since. She wants to get slashed. That's the power of a sword, I suppose, though. I wonder if she thought that was fun. Because that's something like unusual, right? Poor trash bins. Yeah, she thought she's done with black bike. Holy shit. It's a huge gun. This is like. What the heck? I wonder why their names are Varona and Sloan. Like, they don't really look like crow and elephant. Well, maybe elephant a little, I don't know. Yeah, seems so. Yeah, that seemed like a very strong gun. no idea though. Mm. Oh, fuck. She didn't think of it. It happens, it happens. Sometimes you don't think of obvious things. That's true. Hmm. Hmm. Looks like he got in his good graces. Hmm. Interesting. Okay, types of taros now. Mm. Yes, so I think Isaiah is also the Tara that uses regular taros. That was such a fun episode though. Like that Russian part. It's like this part of Durarara. It's completely crazy. But this is so funny. The shortened version of name Simeon was very confusing. Then I think, how do we call, like, we do have like full name, for example, and then shortened version of this name. It's not necessarily always shorter, maybe just a little bit, but it's like something that your friends will call you. It would be strange to call you with your like official full name. But I don't really know that much Semyons in real life. I never met one. It is a Russian name, but I think it's not that common maybe nowadays. So I'm actually not sure what the shortened version of it is, but not what they showed. Um, I have no idea. Maybe, but also, yeah. As I said, their names. I thought Varona was just like a coincidence, right? That it's just a pretty word, and it happens to sound the same as Varona in Russian. And yes, as I said, it is written correctly as Vorona, but yeah, as with many words in Russian, you read it as Varona. But with Sloan, it was a bit I didn't recognize it. When they translated in the anime, they said, oh, like a crow and an elephant. And I'm like, oh, that's what it means, Sloan? But it is just like 4 letters, Sloan. And it is read pretty much like Sloan. Does there? Do you hear I in there? I didn't recognize it at all that as an elephant, right? And also they don't really like, because when you think of Varona, you imagine a black colored bird, and I guess it could be an interesting contrast. Like then with the name, you imagine a black bird, but she's like light skin, light hair, so nothing dark about her look. Maybe that's like the idea. And also, I think like Varona is someone what would be the qualities? I don't think like the qualities, stereotypical qualities of this bird, even kind of. I'm not sure. Maybe it's just like they thought it's cute word and decided to use it. And with Sloan also, maybe he could be a little bit more connected to an elephant, but also doesn't really look like an elephant in any way. So I'm just curious why it's not like he's maybe huge or anything like that, right? Or like in this, that. So I'm a bit curious why like this particular animal and like a bird, but it's really fun. And then I felt like about the language when these two were talking. The I forgot his surname, like it's Ling. It wasn't a Russian surname, by the way. It was more like German, maybe. And he had this cute hat with an adorable bear, and he was talking with Vorona's dad, whose name is, by the way, also I guess like not his given name, but the title kind of, is Dracon, which they didn't even like bother to translate because I think that's pretty obvious. Dragon, it is literally like another letter and you read it a little bit differently, but yeah, Dracon means dragon, which is a badass name, of course. And they were talking in Japanese, but I think we are like supposed to see that as they are Russians and the location is also Russia, like everything happens there. And when they were talking Japanese, I feel like that was maybe a bit of a forceful break, because you as a viewer kind of hear them talking in Japanese and you wonder like it's usually in this case I understand, right? Because you watch the anime, it is in Japanese, you just have to accept it. It's like suspension of disbelief, is this the right term to use here, right? You just have to realize that actually they are speaking Russian. It's just that the anime is in Japanese. They can't just use and when they do use Russian, for example, when Simeon is using it with Yegor, it's a bit hard to understand because I think maybe these Japanese voice actors who were trying to read Russian sentences, and like the sentences seem to be correct and everything, but because of the accent, maybe because of the way they pronounce the words, I tried to listen to Russian and it's a bit hard to understand. So if they made all the conversations between Russian characters in this kind of bit broken sounding Russian, that would be maybe not very comfortable, but yeah, I thought that was a nice conversation because he was like, hey, why are you talking like in Japanese? What the heck is going on? And I think that was kind of for the viewer to explain this a bit of a dissonance. So I thought that was pretty funny. And then also that moment when they burned a lot of people in a house, I don't know, I think that maybe not like connected in any way, obviously, but I thought to myself that's such a like classic Russian way to do it, in a way. Like you are going to say, no, you guys all fall out of the windows and die from poison from your government. And that's right now, that's nowadays, that's contemporary Russia. But we have like it's kind of like a legend because you don't really know what happened many years ago, but when Russia wasn't like even so to see, it was a combination of different places with different knyazya, and knyaz wasn't really like a king, it was something different, you know, like a leader of maybe even only one city or one area, and there were several of them, and that is a complicated history. The thing is, there was this knyaz that was murdered by some foreign party, right? I don't really remember the details now, unfortunately, but okay, that's just like, I'm going to say just the important parts. And he had a wife, I think her name was Olga. That was a long time ago that I read about it. It's like, I don't know, very, very long time ago, when maybe there wasn't even like Christianity yet in Russia. It was, I think, pagan beliefs still at the time, right? So it was like very ancient. And so she was mad that her husband was killed, but she decided to invite this like delegation from these people who killed him, and pretend that she's like maybe scared of them now because her husband is dead. Like she wants some friendly relations with them, and more like an alliance, right? And they believed her, and they came by, and she prepared a feast for them, and they were all sitting, I think, like in in some building. And also the building that we saw in this episode also looked like, a more old style, right, building, not an apartment building that mostly people live in now, right, but something from a village, right. So it's also something that the building that I would imagine when I listen to this legend, and so then I think she started a fire in this building, and so all the delegations, all the people that are responsible for her husband's death, they were burned alive. And I know this sounds horrific, and this is like a story of revenge, but I thought when I was little, when I heard that story, I thought that was pretty badass. And so this moment here in this episode kind of reminded me of that legend. So I thought that was pretty cool. I think like they probably, maybe it wasn't probably intended, but it just had this association. And then when they came out, there was this beautiful scenery, and there's like, oh, the views of nature. That's like the best part about this. I know it's like huge country, so the nature differs from part to part, but I think I usually imagine something closer to where I live, more northern areas, and it felt kind of close enough, so I found it very I felt very happy looking at this. It looked really beautiful, and sceneries in Durarara often look really pretty. So yeah, all this story with these Russians, it is so just so fun to me, so exciting. And Varona is so interesting as well. That episode with her murdering that burglar was also, I don't know, it looked beautiful, the way the water was flowing, and the sounds and the like angles of the camera, so to say. I don't know, it's probably my favorite part of this episode, actually, because I think it was like, I know it's not a movie, but I would say it was like shot beautifully. And in my eyes, when her dad, I understand that her dad is presented kind of as a cold and not really empathetic man, or he didn't pay her that many attention, etc., etc. But I think also when in that moment he put his coat on her, in my eyes, it was his way of comforting her. Like, maybe I'm wrong, but for me it felt like he was like, oh, this must be traumatizing, stressful for her that she killed someone, so I have to kind of comfort her. And he even hugged her a bit. So for me it felt like something like that. But then it seemed she thought that was cool, that her dad paid attention to her, and so she decided to practice with that more. But then it seems like she just started getting the taste of it and being like, oh, that is actually fun. Murdering people, that I don't know, well, can't relate, but it seems like for her it is, and so now she's doing it for fun. And now she's kind of separated from her dad and his organization, and just acting by herself. with her new partner Sloan. Here, okay, maybe there is a bit of an R when I say Sloan. Maybe you can hear it, but it's just would be very subtle, no? In any case, so now they're kind of by themselves and they're doing maybe some odd jobs, like what they're being tasked to do for money, like for example, take care of the black bike or take care. So looks like someone is ordering them actually, what I'm thinking, right? To take care of this kind of urban city legends, because that Saika was the name of the Saika, and black bike. So I think that's like what is going on here. That explains why they targeted Henri, because they it's not like Varona has anything against her, right? She was just given a job, as Sloan was saying, like, that's a strange job. He was thinking, why would they give it to us? It seems like it's just regular girl, but in fact it is not. That's why this job was given to them. But then her dad said that Igor was kinda sent in Japan because of her, to maybe I need to like rewatch it again and look at it again in the conversation, because I feel like a lot of stuff is happening and I'm trying to like look through all of it and combine it all in my head, but there's just like not enough space right now. So yeah, and as a result, also I can't really talk much throughout the episode because they talk a lot and I'm trying to take it in. So the conclusion is pretty long. But now, by the time I finish the episode, I obviously don't remember many of the things I wanted to say. But I think that's kind of mainly everything about this episode. I think this would be it for today, and we'll see what happens in the next one. I feel like in this season especially, I think it's the first season, there were also like different threads, and then we saw some revelations of mystery, and then it became all like more understandable and clear. While in this season, I also expect that with time, as we see more answers and explanations, everything will become more clear, and maybe many threads will combine with each other, etc., etc. But as of now, I feel like there are a lot more threads than in the first season, and everything is a bit more like intertwined, twisted, and complicated. So yeah, that's my impressions as of now. So please share your thoughts, if you have any, without spoilers of course, in the comments down below. Thank you for watching and see ya.